In a Blink by Kiki Thorpe. Chapter 5. I can show you your room now, Prilla told the girls when they returned from the dust mill. We have a room? Kate asked, surprised. Of course, Prilla laughed. Where do you think you would sleep? On the ground? Kate wouldn't have minded. Sleeping outside, with nothing but the stars overhead, was something she'd always wanted to try. Come on, said Prilla. The decorating talent fairies are almost finished. The last bit of light was draining from the sky. Kate, Mia, Lainey, and Gabby followed the fairies to a large weeping willow. Light shone beneath the willow's leaves as if the tree glowed from within. Tinker Bell parted the branches, and the girls stepped inside. Kate gasped. It was the perfect room. 4 girl-sized hammocks hung from the tree's branches. The willow's leaves spilled down around them like curtains. The velvety grass had been raked into pretty spiral patterns. Soft light came from lanterns set into notches in the tree's trunk. Gabby looked closer at one of the lanterns. Half a dozen fireflies circled inside. "Lightning bug lights!" she cried. Mia sank down into one of the hammocks. It had been filled with moss and covered with silk sheets to make a sort of swinging bed. She lifted a pillow to her face and sniffed. "It smells like roses." "It's stuffed with rose petals," Prilla said. "Do you like it?" "It's the most beautiful room I've ever seen," Mia replied. The girls noticed 2 tiny hammocks hanging next to theirs. "Do you live here too?" Gabby asked the fairies hopefully. "Tink and I have our own rooms in the home tree," Prilla explained, "but we thought we should stay with you, for now anyway." On another branch, Lainey discovered a basin made from tightly woven banana leaves. It was filled with cool spring water. The girls washed their faces and cleaned their teeth with licorice twigs. The sewing talent fairies had made nightgowns for them by stitching together flannel sheets. The girls slipped these over their heads, shivering at the softness. As they climbed into their beds, Tink went around tapping the lanterns to put the fireflies out. "Leave one on," Mia said. "At home, Mommy always leaves a light on for Gabby." "Oh!" Lainey gasped and sat up. "Home!" Until that moment, the girls had not thought once of their parents, but now, as if waking from a dream, they realized how long they'd been gone. "Our moms and dads are going to be so worried," said Mia. "They're going to be so angry," Kate added grimly. "If only there was a way we could send a message, just to let them know we're all right," said Lainey. Tink, who was examining Gabby's wings, looked up. "Prilla could take the note," she said. "That's right, I could blink it there." "Oh, Tink, you're so clever," said Prilla. Tink shrugged and turned back to the wings. She had been alarmed when Gabby took them off and hung them on a twig. And now she saw that they were made of cloth and wire, not real fairy wings at all. The girls got busy preparing their message. Kate declared that Mia should write it, since she had the best handwriting. The fairies had no pens or paper. Mia wrote on a strip of birch bark using a twig dipped in berry ink. "Dear Mommy and Poppy, how are you? We are fine. We are visiting in Neverland. It's nice here. Please tell the other moms don't worry. Love, Mia, Gabby, Lainey, and Kate." Mia fanned the wet ink. When it was dry, she gave the note to Prilla. Prilla held the rolled-up bark in her arms. She pictured a tunnel with Mia and Gabby's house at the end of it. She blinked. Prilla was in a dark room. She could hear soft snores. Looking down, she saw a sleeping boy holding a stuffed dinosaur. Wrong house! Prilla blinked again. She was sitting on the pages of an open book. A boy and a girl stared down at her. "Look, Mom! A fairy!" cried the girl. "No, it's a picture of a bird. See?" Their mother's finger landed on the page next to Prilla. She blinked away. On her third blink, Prilla found herself on the doorstep of a narrow brick house. It looked like Mia and Gabby's house as far as Prilla could remember. Prilla placed the note on the doorstep. Then she blinked away, too soon to see the wind pick up the note and carry it off. "I did it!" she exclaimed as she arrived back in the willow room. "Did what?" asked Kate. "I delivered the note," Prilla said. "I didn't mean to be gone so long. It took a while to find the right house." "But you've been right here the whole time," said Kate. To the girls, no more than an instant had passed. Prilla hadn't even left the room. Prilla was surprised to hear this. She had never thought about what a blink looked like from the other side. "Do you think maybe it would be like that for us?" Lainey asked after a moment. "Do you think back at home no time has passed since we left?" Prilla considered Lainey's question. "Maybe so," she said. "A blink is a blink whichever way you go." A sigh of relief went around the room. As soon as they were sure their parents wouldn't be worried, the girls' mood lifted. "This is like a sleepover," said Lainey, snuggling under the covers. "It's better," Mia said. "We can stay up all night if we want." But it had been a long day, full of surprises. Soon enough, their giggles gave way to yawns. One by one, Gabby, Lainey, and Mia dropped off to sleep. Kate lay awake for a long time. She was too excited to sleep. All her life, she had secretly believed that something extraordinary would happen to her. Now it finally had, and she didn't want to miss a single moment. When she was sure everyone else was asleep, Kate threw back the covers and crept out of bed. Standing on tiptoe, she peered into Prilla and Tink's hammocks. They were asleep too. Quietly, Kate parted the willow branches and stepped outside. If Pixie Hollow was enchanting by day, it was even more so at night. Lanterns glowed softly in the trees. A warm breeze stirred up the scent of jasmine. Kate made her way toward the meadow, the grass deliciously cool under her bare feet. She threw her arms wide and spun with joy. Today had been marvelous. And who knew what tomorrow would bring? There were no parents or teachers here, no rules or restrictions. Nothing but days and days of adventure ahead. A laugh rang out in the darkness. Kate looked around. "Who's there?" she whispered. A cricket's chirp was the only reply. A cloud crossed the moon. Kate shivered and wrapped her arms around herself. "I'm imagining things," she thought. But the night seemed darker now. Turning, Kate started quickly back to the willow, brushing past a primrose bush. In her hurry, she didn't notice the pair of eyes gleaming at her from within its branches.